So anyone here know what 99U is? If you don't know what it is, Google it, find their homepage and their YouTube page, like it, and do yourself a favor and try to look at it at least once a day. It will honestly be the best thing you do for your 2014 business plan. Seriously. If you like to learn, be challenged, grow, and be on the cutting edge, do it. And if you know who they already are, give me a shout out below and confirm what I'm already saying for all the other people that don't know. Anyways, back in January of this year, Gary Vaynerchuk spoke, and the title of his talk was Stop Storytelling Like It's 2007. Now this is a great title, and I love Gary, and the main reason I love Gary is for his passion and his drive to understand what's coming next. He doesn't accept what's right in front of him. He's always pushing super hard to be in front of everyone else, and that's what makes him special. Now, when you have 15 minutes, watch this talk, and we'll put the link down below. What you'll find when you watch it is Gary likes the F word. But really, what you'll find when you watch it is that he is right on with his thoughts and his ideas. See, the premise of this talk is stop talking, stop selling, stop marketing like it's 2007. Now, he doesn't specifically talk about real estate and mortgage, but the crossover is there and the content is super relevant. See, today is very different from 2007, 1997, and 1987. He talks about telling the story now versus 2007 and 1987, and how different the time and the culture really are. He talks about how we're still using the same methods today that we used back then. For example, take any story you want, any one of them, it doesn't matter. Tell that same story today versus 97 and 87, and you'll see drastic differences in the response. I'll fast forward the thought. Today you tell a story, or market a product, or a brand, or an idea, and you talk about it maybe around a couch or a dinner table, and you're doing what? You're competing with this. Yeah, get to the point, get to the point. The eyes are much harder to attract and much harder to captivate. Parents, you know what I'm talking about, right? Now, I don't want to butcher his points, so please watch it for yourself. He goes on to talk about how attention is really the only asset that we should care about right now. People's attention nowadays is much harder to captivate than any other time in history. Everything is competing for it. So what do? How do we tell a story like it's 2014? Well, social media, right? Of course. Well, sort of. See, 99% of people and marketers look at social networks for distribution. There's millions of eyeballs, so let's market there. Okay, good point. But the market moves so fast that it's not so much about using social media for distribution anymore. It's about respecting the reason that person is there at that moment in time on that social network. You know, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram. Brands make millions of dollars marketing on these sites, as they should be, but remember why your target market is there in the first place. You can't storytell like it's 2007. You can't just post one idea and one strategy to all these sites and expect them all to hit. Gary knocks it out of the park. Let's take a look.
When you start looking at, if you have the exact same 1,000 people on Facebook, the exact same 1,000 people on Pinterest, right? You post the same exact thing at the same exact time and they act completely different, that's when you start understanding how much the context matters. Because the one thing we are not doing anywhere close to enough in our space, us smart people that are in this awesome room, the one thing we are not doing enough of is respecting the psychology of why people are in where they are at that time. This isn't social network sites, this is Facebook, this is Pinterest, this is Instagram, this is Vine, Tumblr, they're very, very, very different. When you are on Facebook, that's an all-encompassing awareness around your social graph. When you're on Pinterest, your psychology is intent to buy or aspiration to buy. You need to be storytelling differently in those platforms. We have to be giving them different visuals that are mapped to the psychology, not to the number of users that are there, not to why, we need to be why they're there, not how come they're there. And we have to really start focusing on this, because when you start looking at it, the one thing that is really deteriorating in our world is the amount of time we have. Everybody's pounding at this one asset. It's the one asset that none of us are gonna get more of, and the battle, the supply and demand of attention is completely out of control.
Jeez, you know who I feel sorry for right now in this hypersensitive, evolving market? Marketing people. I mean, good Lord. I know some of you out there are saying, I just now understand what Facebook really is, and now I have to change? Yes, and we're all marketers in this business, really. I mean, realtors and loan officers use these sites every day to promote their brands. You know what though, guys? Don't fight the market and how fast it changes. Don't throw in the towel because you can't keep up. Just stay on it. You have to. These are your billboards, and these are your commercials, and these are your email campaigns now. This is where the eyeballs are, and you can't fight it, and you have to learn it, and you have to stay on top of it. This is where you should be storytelling. Fortune 500 companies that understand this spend most of their time and money figuring out how to leverage this. We can't afford just to ignore it. We have to evolve with it. Real estate and mortgage companies in general, it may be a good idea to have a young staff on hand that understands this stuff. It's not all about social media, but it kind of is. I mean, don't believe me? Go out in public right now. Heck, go for a drive and look around and tell me what you see. They aren't looking at billboards, and they're certainly fast forwarding through the commercials. Their heads are down in the social media site that they chose to be on in that moment in time, because it's all about me and how I want to perceive this world at that moment in time. And that's just the truth. And if I ever get the courage or the time, I'll finally write the book in my head called The Me Box. But until then, I'll see you next week, and go watch the link below and apply the truths and the ideas to your business strategy today.